Hello students, welcome to a new vlog. In this vlog, I will be dealing with you the concept of voice change as I have been dealing with you in all the previous videos. So in this video, I will also carry on with this discussion. And in this video, I will be dealing with the sentences of past continuous tense. So I'll be showing you how past continuous tense sentences can be changed from active voice to passive voice. So let me begin. So what we do while changing sentences of past continuous tense from active voice to passive voice, we follow a definite structure or formula, and the formula is first of all we use the subject, and then we add was being or being according to the number and person of the subject, and then the B3 or the past participle form of the verb, and then by, and then object. So that is the structure or formula that we use while changing sentences of past continuous tense from active voice to passive voice. So let me begin by taking examples. So first sentence that I have today is my friend was reading a storybook. My friend was reading a storybook. So that is the first sentence that I have today. So here in this sentence, my friend is the subject, reading is the verb, and a storybook is the object. So we will have to make a storybook as the subject of the passive voice sentence. So a storybook, when we make a storybook a subject, we can see that it is a subject in the third person singular number. So when we have a subject of third person singular number, we use with it was being, from was being and were being. So was being, a storybook was being read. So the root verb here is read. The past and past participle forms of this verb is read. So we'll use that one, the read. A storybook was being read by my friend. So the answer is, this is the answer. A storybook was being read by my friend. So that is the first sentence. We have done the sentence, we have changed it from active to passive. So now let me take another sentence, and this sentence is they were managing the event. They were managing the event. Here in this sentence, there is the subject, managing is the verb, and the event is the object. So what will we do? We will make the event as the subject in the passive voice sentence. So when we make the event as the subject, it will take one of those was being, were being, and what will it take? It will take was being, because the event is a third person singular number subject. So the event was being managed by the passive voice form of they is them. So the event was being managed by them. So done. This sentence is also done. Let me take another sentence. The third sentence: our teacher was teaching us English. That is a bit a bit different from the other sentences, because in this sentence there are two objects. How many objects are there? There are two objects. Our teacher was teaching us English. So us is one object and English is another object. So we can make any of the objects as subject in the passive voice, and we can do the passive voice. We can change the voice of the sentence. So if we make English as the subject, it will be like English. What was the sentence? Our teacher was teaching us English. So English, again, English is a third person singular number subject, so it will take with it was being. English was being taught us by our teacher. So here another thing I just want to clarify. In the traditional way, we do not use any preposition like to after taught and before us. We do not use, and the grammar books also do not prescribe such usage. But in modern days English, there is a to is used between the verb and the object. So English was being taught us by our teacher. So that is the sentence. You can also say in informal talks or in informal conversation by using a to. English was being taught to us by our teacher. Okay. But for remember, for writing in competitive exams or your school exams, you cannot use that too. Okay, because this is not prescribed. So, okay, so what is the other way we can make this sentence a passive voice one? By making us as the subject. So when we make us as subject, it becomes we. It becomes we. So what will be the sentence like? We. When we make we as the subject, it will take definitely we are being. We are being taught English by our teacher. So done. This sentence is also done. So, and let me stop here for today. We'll meet again in the next vlog. Till then, take care and take care of this channel as well.